We had all eyes and ears tuned on comments out of the central bank governor yesterday in his address before the House of Representatives. Anything in particular that caught your attention there?
Hi, Alishia. Good morning. I think the most important thing is what he has stated really is that he's acted within the limits of the law, within the powers that the law give him. I mean, two key regulating laws for the banks is the CBN Act and the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act. And he's stated that within the confines of those two acts, he's acted within his powers. I think those are the most important thing. So it's clear that the actions he's taking are all supported by the law.
Well, of course, during the course of this week, we've seen the suspension being lifted on the 5 banks that have been bailed out and cleaned at the top: Union, Afribank, Intercontinental, Oceanic and Finbank, all coming back to trade. Now that those suspensions have been lifted, how have those stocks in particular been performing?
Well, as expected, they have seen quite a bit of downward pressure. On, I think, one of the last 4 trading days, a couple of them were neutral. But on the whole, we've seen many of them go take the maximum limit down on for the past three trading days. That's pretty much expected. Clients who were holding those stocks initially and are not sure of where the end game will be for those stocks have basically started to sell off.
Well, certainly out of those 5 banks, we've had a report out of Oceanic saying that 13 billion naira in non-performing loans have already been recovered. Has the market reacted positively to that news at all, or is there just still too much uncertainty about?
I mean, to a large extent, we haven't seen any reaction from the capital market to those recoveries. Yes, those monies have been recovered, but I think the most important things to look at are still the liquidity situations of those banks, their capital adequacy ratios, their liquidity ratios, which we, from the CBN report, we understand are still relatively low, compared to what the CBN requirements are. And so even though we've seen 13 billion in recoveries, it's still, relative to the total amount of exposure that we understand there is, it's still relatively small. And so as expected, we haven't seen the market respond in any way positively to those recoveries.